People are placed on probation. I'm hoping they're going to be successful. If I didn't think you could be successful, I wouldn't have gone through with your agreement. So communication for you is going to be very important. Okay. So what happened with because I ordered the felony drug court, I know they're full.
Yes, Your Honor.
They won't have room until the beginning of February.
Yes, Judge.
If you all want, we can wait on that. I don't know if the MIC evaluation has been completed.
It has, Your Honor. That's correct. The recommendation from community supervision is DDRF, Judge.
Okay.
Ms. Zapata notified me that it's about a 2 to 8 week wait on average. Last time we were in court, I did seek some alternatives to
Mhm.
possible extended DDRF stay, Judge.
Mhm.
She suffers from substance use disorder and she was interviewed by PICU. And she met criteria for paid for it at Haven for Hope, Judge.
Okay.
I know I spoke with Bashan about it last time, and she had a concern of whether people with mental health issues can in fact participate at paid for it.
Mhm.
And I followed up and they stated that they could accommodate her, Judge. Our concern is that she has housing issues too. So we feel that the paid forward program at Haven for Hope can address her substance use, get her coordinated with Haven, and possibly move up within Haven to get stable housing, Judge. We don't, and I know the court's concern is they don't want her released to the community where she doesn't have the resources, reoffend and MTRs triggered. Ms. Pryor has been in custody. We're waiting us to meet here in court, Judge, and we were just asking respectfully if she could be considered for paid forward. I did get confirmation yesterday that she does meet criteria, and I did forward that to the court as well as representatives from the prosecutor's office.
All right, are you currently on your medications?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have a phone or the ability to call someone once you're released?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is what probation
Yes.
with her, this is what I'll require. We're gonna see if pay it forward at Haven is gonna work. So I'm gonna require that she call into probation upon release. You're gonna call into probation once every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Because the concern I have, what I usually find at Haven for Hope, when persons have a combination of that plus mental health, they end up falling off the radar and probation can't get in touch with them. So you're gonna have to call them once every 2 weeks to say, here I am, right? And that's gonna be in addition to her reporting. If you all want her calling to you once every 2 weeks as her reporting, the court is fine with that. Just as long as you all make sure she is still in the Pay It Forward program at Haven for Hope.
We don't do the phone recording anymore, but what I'll just notate is if possible, we can always facilitate like a Zoom meeting or something to that effect. And I think Pay It Forward has been pretty amenable to making accommodations for that.
Okay, is there anything else you need?
No, ma'am, none of this time. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. So your attorney will tell you in this court, people are placed on probation. I'm hoping they're going to be successful. If I didn't think you could be successful, I wouldn't have gone through with your agreement. So communication for you is going to be very important. Communication with your doctors, with your probation officers. If something happens and you feel you can't get in touch with probation, you can always come back in here. You can always call your attorney and we'll see what's going on.
I have one question.
Sure.
After this is completed, during this process, I've lost my home. So
Mhm.
Pay Forward's gonna be helping with that situation.
Yes.
But if, after I complete this program and things like that, to transfer my probation to another county because I've lost my home, would that be something I need to come
Yes.
back to you to or
Yes.
to?
What will end up
probation?
happening is once you're stabilized in the community, probation will send me a request for you to transfer to another county.
Okay.
But I don't just send people to other counties unless they have stable housing and everything else.
Right, I understand that.
Yes.
And Judge, Ms. Pryor was awaiting a final Tacoma evaluation in custody on January 28th. Would you like us to continue with that on bond?
Yes.
Okay. That way we can cancel it and then I'll just have them set up a new appointment for her.
All right. So you'll probably be released at midnight. That's what they do. Why? I don't know. I have no control over that, but
Your Honor, with regard to that, PICU did notify me that if the court did allow her to do paid forward, to get with them to coordinate a release plan, Judge. So I can go ahead and notify them that Your Honor graciously allowed her to do the program to better her life, and then ask that maybe not a midnight release, but something more during daytime hours, because I
Yes.
know that they're gonna need to transfer her directly from custody to that paid forward and follow all the rules and regulations there.
yes.
Sure, I'll go ahead and
Okay,
do that.
all right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Maybe excuse.
You're welcome. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 0889, State of Texas versus Stephen Wayne Walbacher. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Ron Ross for defense.
And are you Mr. Walbacher?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled motion to revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Stephen Wayne Walbacher who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 0889 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4,200 grams on August 10th, 2023 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
We are proceeding on violation of condition number 15 on or about the 25th day of October 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Stephen Wayne Walbacher, did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Bear County Community Supervision and Corrections Department Substance Abuse Felony Punishment Facility Continuum of Care Treatment Plans, in that the defendant failed to appear to outpatient and was automatically terminated in violation of condition number 15F.
All right, how do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State,
Even abandoned the remainders, Your Honor.
any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition 15F, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 8 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to 15F? Court will find 15F true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not, Your Honor, to the state.
Yeah, oh, no. State, what are you requesting?
We are requesting that the defendant be placed in state ISF. So that you alter and amend his conditions, deny our motion and alter and amend his conditions to reflect such.
All right, so I don't know if he has injuries or medical conditions. The only place that may take him is safety. All right, and then defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, he went to safety, August through April, I think, and he went to halfway house for a couple of months. He had a lot of mental issues thereafter. That's why he didn't report. It's not an excuse, but that's why. Last week, he got a job finally, working at Washtub. I'm not sure the manager or what position it was. Last week, he contacted me on Tuesday and said, I can't get out of bed. I'm really hurting really bad. I've got fever. I thought, well, maybe you got flu. You need to go to the doctor. He did. I came to court, Judge Angelini. I told him what was going on. I said, I'll get you a verification in the afternoon. And Angelini put a warrant out for his arrest anyway. Anyway, he goes to the doctor. He finds out he's got a hernia. And he's been telling me it's been hurting very, very bad. And he's here today telling me it's hurting very, very bad too. He's trying to get a surgery scheduled. So what I'm asking, they want to go to ISP, I guess, with cognitive. The cognitive, I think, decision making is a problem. He's got a problem with mental health decision making. And what I'm asking the court to do is, this is his first time. I'm asking the court to, I think he can get some cognitive, what is it? The probation, what's the, there's some outpatient program for cognitive help. I'm asking the court, put him on that, continue him on probation, let him get his surgery. The court needs to put a zero tolerance, any more screw ups. He's gone.
So why didn't he report? That's my question.
Just his mental health. Tell the judge.
You want to raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth or nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Stephen Wayne Walbacher.
All right, so why didn't you report?
Didn't have transportation. I'm not making excuses. I didn't have a job. I was depressed. I mean, I finally got a good job and I did go to some classes, but I show up late and they wouldn't take me in, and I put work first, and I already talked to my supervisors and they understand that probation is comes before work, and they send letters and everything, understanding that probation will overtake everything.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a choice today. Sometimes I can give people choices, sometimes I can't. Either way, you're gonna go into custody. So you can go into custody. I'll refer him to felony drug court. Felony drug court will handle the mental health issues if there are some, or the cognitive issue, the thought processes, and also the drug issues, because that's the reason why he was at safety for drug issues.
Right.
And then sometimes people who have drug issues, they have injuries, they get on medications. They don't tell their doctor that I'm in a drug program and I need a non-narcotic pain medication. They just go for what they're giving them because there are drug issues involved. So he can either go into custody today, be referred to felony drug court. Felony drug court will have openings at the beginning of February. If they can't accept him, then we can do ISF cognitive. Or if you would like, I will sentence you to 2 years in the prison.
Question, he needs surgery. How do we get that accomplished?
That will be, if he's accepted into felony drug court to do that, will do that, or either they will do that at the prison.
He's in felony drug court. They would do that where? Here?
No, felony drug court, they will put him on conditions of probation with him if they accept him. And they may start with outpatient with him, and then he'll be able to do, whatever surgery he needs that way. Otherwise, they won't let him do surgery
But
through the jail or the prison.
but he'll need to be in custody for a couple or 3 weeks until they get a place for him.
Yes.
Let me talk to him about that.
Okay.
Huh?
Mayor, I have to make
Do
it-
you understand?
I understand what's
George?
happening. I understand. what's
You want to
happening.
go to felony drug court, you'll be in custody for a couple or 3 weeks until they find a place. Then they'll give you conditions and you'll be released, and you get your surgery and you keep your job and you can keep going.
That's what I want to do, is keep my job. Yes, sir.
You will do
Alright.
that?
I want to
So-
keep my job, yes.
The court is finding 15F true. The court will deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions to include the following in custody. A felony drug court referral, and if not accepted, then ISF cognitive. And once released, there'll be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. All right, you need to make sure that you show up. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 010699, State versus Guadalupe Romero Delgado. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Albert Chidas for Mr. Delgado.
And are you Mr. Delgado?
See?
Yes. All right, we have an interpreter. Hi. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Carmen Tarragona Sachs.
All right. And counsel, do you speak Spanish?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you speak it fluently?
Yes,
And have you been able to communicate with your client in Spanish?
I have.
And have you explained all these documents to him in Spanish?
I have.
Mr. Delgado, all of the documents that I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
See?
Yes,
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I did, and I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications in this case?
They're not, Your Honor.
Mr. Delgado, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
See?
yes,
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Delgado, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
See?
Yes.
You're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, off the record for a moment. The plea bargain page isn't filled out completely. Mr. Delgado, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
No.
Counsel, did you confer with your client and explain to him the impact a guilty verdict or a plea in this case will have on his immigration status?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. I also had Matt come in just to also consult, but yes, we did. And he's aware of the consequences.
All right, Mr. Delgado, did you have a chance to confer with an immigration attorney about the impact a plea in this case would have on your immigration status?
Yes.
Did you understand that a plea in this case could result in your being deported?
Yes.
That you could be denied re-entry into the United States,
Yes.
and that you could be denied naturalization?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes. Yes.
According to the plea, you're to be sentenced to 1 day in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what is happening with the DWI?
That has already been resolved. I don't even think that.
And Mr. Delgado, are you here legally?
It has been resolved.
No. Legal, I'm sorry.
Legally.
No,
No,
the DWI has been resolved and he's not here legally.
yes.
All right, so I'm assuming this 1 day in jail is the judgment satisfied?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why am I giving him 1 day in jail, a judgment satisfied?
That's the deal.
All right, do y'all want to confer on the amount of time? Because I don't think 1 day is sufficient. I will still do a 1244 for him.
I don't believe that we believe that 1 day is appropriate.
I don't believe 1 day is appropriate.
That's fair.
All right, so on Shelby Jean Rodriguez?
Yes.
Where is she?
She's right there. She's
All right, come forward.
a little bit late.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, so why were you late? Okay, so you're gonna have to make sure that you're on time. You understand? Okay, and consider that there may be a line. Some days they're not long lines, and I don't know why. And I even tell people when I see them standing in a long line, I'm like, if you go next door, there's no line.
I know, we know.
And they're
the
afraid they're
tricks.
gonna get lost.
Yeah.
So there are other lines you can get in. If you just see the long line, you can go next door and take the tunnel and take you here.
Apologies.
Okay, so today is plea deadline date. Where are we?
So Judge, I just talked with the state. This was a little bit of a different, unique situation in the sense that Shelby's lead counsel on this case, one judge, she's a Harris County judge as
Yes,
of January
yes.
1st. I think she withdrew.
Yes.
And so I was second chair on the case mostly because I represent Shelby in her divorce case.
Mhm.
She's exhausted funds tremendously through the course of this case. I don't know if you need a motion to that effect to be able to reappoint Adam LaHood as first chair. I did speak with Adam about it. He was willing to go back on as first chair because I know how heavy his caseload is. And I was gonna ask the court if you would reappoint Adam LaHood as her lead counsel, and the state has agreed to extend the plea, that they've given us a plea so that he could discuss it with Shelby and we could decide together if that's what the route we were gonna go.
And of course, I trust you as officer of the court, but is there any way you can call Adam? Have you had a chance to speak with Adam?
I spoke with him a month or two ago, but we've not talked since.
I spoke with him right before, I think it was like December 23rd. And he said that he would come back on the case, like if the court would allow him, if that was something.
All right, do you want to give him a call and see if that's still the case?
Sure, absolutely.
All right,
Okay.
and so if that's still the case that he wants to be on it, then I will have him placed back on it. But Ms. Owen, since you have been on this case for a while, maybe you can still remain as,
I plan on staying on the case with Adam. When I talked to him about it right before the break, he seemed excited for us to possibly work out a case or try a case together. So I will text him right now.
all right, so you can text him if that's still the case.
Okay,
And then state on this case, your plea on Shelby Rodriguez, your offer is still the same offer? They haven't changed their offer
no,
and you're aware of the offer?
yes,
Yes,
we,
Your Honor.
we spoke about it a little bit last time because they had talked about offer that they were gonna give, and now I see it's in the file.
All right, so you'll remain on the case. If Adam wants to be back on the case, I'll put him back on the case. Do you have any objections to that?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'll reschedule this for 2 weeks
Okay,
for the plea deadline date.
okay,
And then it's gonna, next setting will be trial if you all can't reach an agreement. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-week reset for plea deadline.
and I will text Adam right now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
January 28th.
All right, on January 28th, you'll need to come in at 9 a.m. All right, and let me know whether or not you've reached an agreement with the state or not. If you have not reached an agreement with the state, then your next setting will be for a jury trial. and Miss Owen will remain as your as second chair counsel. And Miss Ferguson, let me look to make sure. Can you pull the court's record? Because I see a motion for continuance has been filed. I'm not going to rule on the motion for continuance because this is really, it shouldn't be a motion for continuance per se, because it's you need a new attorney because your other attorney was elected. All right. So this is listed as a motion for continuance, but in the body of the motion, it's listed as a motion to withdraw. All righty.
It looks like this was filed whenever she had a case out of county and I was gonna be in trial on the civil side. And so I told her I couldn't come on
Okay.
that date. And so maybe she put them together. I don't know.
All right. All right. So Norma, if Mr. LaHood agrees, then he'll be placed on as first chair and Miss Owens will still be on, but she'll be a second chair. Yes,
Adam.
Adam. All right. And you'll be back on January 28th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Are y'all ready on Michael Johnson? All right, yes.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Wanted to give you, Jay Moritz for Mr. Huff. Wanted to give you an update on the case. He was placed on probation. There was a motion to revoke probation just before the end of the year. They denied it and extended it, but an offense popped up that occurred prior to the motion to revoke probation. So there's a second evaluation that's set for the 20th, according to the 28th, sorry, Judge, 28th. To finish the evaluation they were trying to do on the motion to revoke probation about getting into a special program. The probation and the state, I'd like to ask for continuance so he can complete that evaluation. And then we look at the case after that. Plus, there's some additional things the state wants to look into regarding maybe some contact between my client and the alleged victim. So if we could have a continuance at least probably till the second week of February
Right,
because
so let me ask you this. So does he have two cases pending or no?
he has one case pending, but if they can bring the MTR on the new case that wasn't on the MTR before, so they can bring a new MTR.
All right, so is the motion to revoke out of this court?
There is no motion to revoke yet. Unless you just did it.
The new offense was never alleged on an MTR.
Okay.
So at the time that the last MTR was heard, it was just technical violations. And so the attorney asked if the state was going to file an MTR. So that's kind of where we started having the discussion. But when he was continued on the probation case, he's pending a DDRF referral. So that's what's pending. The Tacoma eval is January 28th.
All right, so he's on probation out of this court, correct?
Correct.
All right, could I get his file for that, please?
I have a copy of the old MTR if you'd like to look at it.
Yes, please.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Got a bunch of my notes in there, so bear with me.
Oh, no, I'm just trying to pull up the case number. If you could,
The case
because
number?
I don't want to get to your notes. Just one second. Let me go to Odyssey. Just one second. Let me go into Odyssey.
36.
All right, 2023.
3681.
The file's being ran right now, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, so is he currently on bond?
No,
Okay. All right, so you all are asking for how much time?
I'd say 45 days because the 28th, they do the evaluation. They usually take a little bit time to get.
And what is he being evaluated for?
So that's a DDRF evaluation. He was already evaluated for drug court. Due to the pending case, they weren't willing to take him. But now they're at capacity, so I don't know if they would still take him. But then there's also the DDRF eval. So it looks like it's the Tacoma portion of the eval. So January 28th, we should have, after that, should have a good idea of whether or not he meets criteria for DDRF.
So my question is, what is the plan, the end game, as they say? in Marvel? What is the end game for this?
If he gets accepted, then they're considering working out a plea deal where they run the probation concurrent with the other on the new case.
All right, so my suggestion, that DDRF, usually you have to hit the sweet, what I call the sweet spot. You can't have a high mental health issue, they won't accept you. Your mental health issue can't be too low. You have to just hit it just right. And if you don't hit it just right, they're not going to accept you. And then we will have wasted all this time. So if that is your plan, or what you're asking the court to consider, I would suggest that he be referred to felony drug court. They have openings, my understanding, at the beginning of February. We recall this for the second week in February. You let felony drug court know that this open case, y'all are anticipating, it will be taken care of if he's accepted into felony drug court, because felony drug court has their dual diagnosis placement as well. So that will handle any drug issues or mental health issues. That's my suggestion. And of course, we can still go forward with DDRF, but I'm going to recall this back in for the second week in February.
Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, second week in February. All right, we'll be back February 11th. Do you have any questions?
Hoping for the best.
Okay, all right. Well, we're trying to work on it, trying to do it as quickly as possible, okay?
I really appreciate it, boy.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm being told that your case has been re-indicted. Your counsel doesn't have a copy of your indictment, the new one. He's entitled to 10 days to prepare. Of course, I usually give people more than 10 days to prepare. So I am trying to figure out what would be a good date for you to have a chance to consider whatever offer the state has made. And excuse me, could you print off, see if in the system they have the new indictment yet? And if you do, if you could print it out for them, it's on Darren Doe's.
The same case number.
So what are you asking for?
Maybe 3 weeks. That gives us enough time to go the indictment. The facts of the case haven't changed, so it goes go over the indictment and the offer to consider everything.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, they're asking for 3 weeks. This is what I want on this case. Set it in 30 days, but it's for jury trial. If you all work it out, you work it out. If you don't work it out, then we'll have a trial, because this case has been around since 2022. No fault of the court. It came from another court, and then discovery since 2022. All right. What date?
Judge, I can put it on that Tuesday, but it'll be February 11th.
All right.
30 days is February 13th.
All right, February 11th.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you are excused, and they'll see if they can grab you a copy of the new indictment.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank
thank
you,
you
Judge.
for dressing appropriately for court and always being on time. The line didn't stop you.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Give me one moment, so I'm figuring out right now. Is it just for one case or both cases?
It's the one case. It should be the murder case.
More.
Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. But are you cold?
No.
Okay. You know, they say we may get snow next week.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a high of 21 one day.
We'll see what happens. All right. So on this case, was there supposed to be a motion to sever?
Yes, I filed it, Judge. I talked to Jason. He said they don't oppose it.
Okay. So let me, excuse me, could I have the,
I've got the original.
All
If
right,
you want to
thank
use that.
and I'll just sign it so there'll be no issue. All right. So then the next thing we have is, let's see, just discovery. Where are we on that?
Judge, I know that most of it's uploaded, I believe, I mean, there's quite a bit, so.
Okay.
So because this is sort of a mixed in with some other cases, So I believe that Mr. Mauer probably, I'm assuming hasn't reviewed all that. I don't know if he has or not.
But Judge, I think, I know we reviewed some of it. So I anticipate we have it. If the court can give us a plea deadline setting,
Okay,
and then, I'll be talking to Jason moving forward.
all right, Ms. Ferguson, can you set this in 60 days for a plea deadline day? I figured that'll give you
Yes, ma'am.
30 days for the discovery and everything
Yes,
else.
ma'am. It will.
And it's on Ethan Rosales. All right. March 16th, is that
That's a
a
Monday?
spring break?
No, spring break's on the tenth.
but is that a Monday or a Tuesday?
Monday.
Okay.
All right, March 17th.
St. Patrick's Day?
We'll be here.
Top of the morning.
And that's what everybody will be saying.
Y'all mind me.
And I'll see, and I'll see if I can do an accent. Top of the morning.
I'll bring a green robe for you. My aunt used to wear it.
Okay, awesome.
I remember
Okay,
her
I would
wearing
be
that all
so-
the time.
I would be so honored.
I have it.
All right, don't make that promise if you're not gonna do it,
All right.
because if you bring it, I will wear it.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
I remember her wearing that all the time.
Yeah.
And I used to laugh.
And we can go off the record.
We actually have a civil jury trial that week, but criminal trumps civil.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we'll put it on April 8th, and if you could sign a acknowledgement of discovery before you leave.
Believe it's already been signed.
All right, because I don't have it. They went
Okay,
100% paperless. So if
Okay.
you'll make sure that the clerks have it.
yes, Judge.
And they're gonna bring you over dressed for trial in whatever civilian clothing you have. So
It will be
it will
different,
be
Judge.
different, yes.
We are
So,
aware.
Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, just let me know and I'll see what I can do to help expedite it.
Thank you, Judge.
Do you have any
Appreciate it.
questions? All right, we'll see you then. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so on Javier Herrera, today is the day for discovery. Where are we?
As far as I know, we have all the discovery. I've conferred with the state. I've gone over what I have versus what they have, and I think I have everything. As far as I know, I have everything.
All right, and there's no CPS records that are needed or anything. All right, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes.
All right, so, sir, how old are you?
41.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset this, because I know there are some collateral issues with these type of charges. I'm gonna reset it for 3 weeks, or either I can set it the same day as Curtis.
That's fine.
Do we know what day Curtis is though? And that will be your plea deadline date.
I have next Wednesday.
All right, you want to put it down for
That's
the
fine, of
22nd?
course.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll have him here for the 22nd. And on that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you've reached an agreement with the state. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any questions? All right, thank you. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Discovery was filed in December.
All right, thank you. And Norma, what page is Herrera on? All right, so, hi, how you doing?
All right.
So of course, we're trying to get you the help, but there's a Takami evaluation. So the issue is that you're currently have a parole.
Uh-huh,
Have you had your parole hearing yet or no?
not yet.
Have they given you a date for your parole hearing?
No, not yet.
Okay. So the problem is we can continue with the evaluation for February 4th, but I'm going to need to have an attorney for you, see what we can do about your parole matter to see when that's set.
Okay.
Because otherwise you're going to be in limbo.
Mm.
Because they're not going to accept you if you have an open case and you're pending a parole hearing.
I see.
So have you had any contact with your parole officer?
No, I was just notified on Friday about it.
All right, so I wanted you brought over so we can let you know what's going on, so you would not be thinking, hey, why hasn't anything happened? So what we'll do, let's keep him on schedule for the Tacoma evaluation on February 4th. Of course, if they end up revoking your parole, then you'll have some decisions that you'll need to make with regards to this case. Okay? And those decisions will be whether or not, if you're revoked on your parole, do you still want to continue with probation for this case or not? That'll be something that you'll need to discuss with an attorney. All right, so we'll keep you for February 4th for the evaluation. And can you let Takami know? Please don't just say we're rejecting him because he has an open case.
Okay.
Let us know if other than that being an impediment, would they accept him? Because somebody may be able to take care of the parole hearing very quickly.
And did you want to bring him back for
another compliance hearing? to
Yes,
discuss results?
let's
Okay.
bring him back after we get the results. What do you think would be a good date, Caroline? Right, so we're gonna bring you back to court on February 10th. And the reason why you didn't have an attorney present is because this is just a compliance hearing. I'm not taking any evidence. But if there's something still going on with the parole, we'll make sure to see if we can get an attorney that maybe can coordinate with that person. All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, you too.